Landon, while we're talking about future Hall of Famers, and you mentioned Buster Posey and the way he kind of runs this clubhouse, I wonder how you processed the big Devers trade from this perspective. The fact that they were willing to give up Kyle Harrison had to register with you in some sort of a way in terms of how they see your future. Landon, to what level are you sort of feeling solidified now as a member of this starting rotation, and what that may mean for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it, but also I kind of like to look at it as a way of, always competing for the spot. Just going out there every time and competing and giving it everything I have. And in this game, it's someone can take your spot real quick. So just trying to keep that and keep competing.
What were you able to glean from last year's 4 starts that helped you in the offseason get ready for being one of the guys every 5 days?
Just confidence. And, it felt like all year I wanted to start, and I never got the opportunity, just with going up and down. And then finally there at the end, I got 4 starts under my belt, and it just gave me confidence that I can be a starter at this level, and went into the off season knowing that, and just got to work and worked on, obviously my changeup has gotten a lot better this year, and worked on the cutter. So just going in that off season, just knowing that I had to add some more pitches to my arsenal if I wanted to go deep into games.
Landon, I'm glad you brought up that whole process last year going up and down. And it happens. It happens to a lot of young guys, but I know it was much more a part of the Giants culture in recent years than it has been this year. What has that meant to the guys that largely you all know who's going to be in the Major League clubhouse most days?
Yeah, and it just shows, how Buster looks at things. He's been a player, and he knows that guys go through times where they're going to struggle, and they're going to come out better on the other side of it. So, and honestly, I'll be honest with you, my first couple starts, I guarantee you if this was last year, I would have been sent down. So just thanks to him for believing in me and letting me work through some things and just learning at this level. But yeah, I mean, it gives all the guys, the younger guys, confidence knowing that if they have 1 bad game or 2 bad games, that, they're not going to be sent down right away and have to fight for their way back up. It just, this game is, you learn each day, you learn each outing, and that's what it's about. So.
Yeah, it's awesome to see you grow in real time, every 5th day when you're out there. And it's got to be kind of neat and helpful to have a vet like Justin Verlander in the room as well. And I was just looking, when he debuted, you were 6 years old. So how much of Verlander do you remember, and how helpful has he been?
Yeah, I was very young. But I do remember watching him as I was growing up. I truly don't remember that much, but I do remember the name, and I've always known the name in baseball, and just to have him in the locker room and as a friend, and just someone I can lean on in times of need when I need to know more about a situation. He for me, I lean more on Logan for pitch types and how to throw that, just because we're more similar in that area, but. Verlander has all the knowledge in the world about every single thing in baseball. You can ask him any question, and he's got a thought out answer for it. So, just, leaning on him in situations that involve the game, like mid-game, like mentality and stuff like that is huge. And just having him around, he's a Hall of Famer who's been in the league going on 20 years. So just really cool to get the opportunity to suit up with him and share a locker room with him.
Landon, while we're talking about future Hall of Famers, and, you mentioned Buster Posey and the way he kind of runs this clubhouse, I wonder how you processed the big Devers trade from this perspective. The fact that they were willing to give up Kyle Harrison had to register with you in some sort of a way, in terms of how they see your future and Birdsong's future. Is that accurate? How did that trade sort of register with you?
Yeah, at first I didn't really think of it that way. But, Kyle's been a friend since I got with the Giants organization, and, we were shoot, we were all getting ready for the game. I think I just got out of the shower and put my clothes on and was about to go back out. And Kyle comes in the locker room crying. And my first thought was, man, he got hurt while he was warming up. Because, I mean, you never think somebody's going to get traded right before their start. So, but, I mean, it was a relief when he said, you know, he got traded, because my whole thought was he was hurt. But, you know, just I don't know. It was crazy in the time. Like I said, it was right before his start, so I couldn't imagine what was going through his head. But he's an unreal pitcher, and I think he's only going to get better. And you know, I wish him all the best over there. But as far as for me and Birdsong, I think it just shows, you know, the confidence they have in us to grow and be a part of this rotation, and even making the rotation out of spring training. It just gave me a huge boost in confidence, knowing that, you know, they believe in me and I'm able to work through some problems up here and just learn. So, yeah, it gives me a bunch of confidence going forward.
Landen, I appreciate you bringing everybody in the clubhouse in that sort of a way. I don't know if we knew the way Kyle kind of took that news. So he was in tears when he came in?
I mean, Webby's been around for 6-7 years, Robbie 10 plus. So just taking in all the knowledge and just watching how they go about their business. But yeah, super excited.
Landen, I think fans have a lot of questions about both you and Hayden with regard to how long you can go this season, because both of you are headed for all-time highs in terms of innings pitched. So can you take us through the entire thought process on, is there an innings limit? How do you discuss this with the team, and what is the plan going forward?
Yeah, that's been a popular question as of recently. But as far as I know, we have not talked about it at all. At least it hasn't been brought up to me. So my plan is to, you know, stay healthy, get in the training room, get in the weight room, work out, and just stay healthy and be able to go out there every fifth day and help these guys and our team get to a playoff. So for me, it's like I said, just staying healthy and going out there and competing and giving our team the best chance to win.
What things do you do in between starts that you're hoping can really help you stretch out that innings limit and maybe keep you fresher as you get into August and September?
Really just like today. I'm taking it super easy. I don't touch a baseball. I don't even go outside on the field. So I go in, I get a full body treatment and just kind of relax and take the day. And then tomorrow I'll work out and toss the ball around, and then I have a bullpen the next day. So really just, you know, I kind of got this from Webby. He's given me a lot of tips and ways to, because obviously we see it every year. He throws 200 plus innings, so he kind of seems like he knows what he's doing. So, but yeah, I got that from Webby. Just, you know, there's no need to beat your body up 2 times in under 24 hours. So taking that whole next day has been really helpful for me on recovery and just being able to go out there every fifth day and try to throw 5 plus.
How much nicer is the full body work the day after a win as opposed to a loss?
A lot better after a win, but it's pretty good either way. But I would definitely say mentality-wise, a lot better after a win.
Well, and you might have even registered a statistical win if it hadn't been for the weird spin on that Stott double that ended up going off of Wilmer Flores' leg. I wanted to ask you, you have such a devastating curve. The spin on that hit, do you think that was from your curveball?
I don't really know, honestly. I talked to Wilmer about it, and he said, dude, I've never seen a hop like that. And because from my point of view, I couldn't see it. So, and when I came in the dugout, everybody was saying, like, that's the weirdest hop I've ever seen. So it could have had something to do with that, but it also could have been just something on the field that that kind of interfered with the way it hopped. But I do remember that last Bryce Harper at bat, I threw him a curveball, and he fouled it. He barely tipped it and fouled it off, and it looked like some of the either the seams or the leather on the baseball had like come off like when it was spinning. So I don't know if that was my curveball or just the way he hit it, but it was pretty crazy.
I've heard of people hitting the cover off the ball. I have never heard of people like pitching and spinning the cover off of the ball, Landon.
Yeah. I don't know if it was that, but it'd be pretty cool if it was, wouldn't it?
It really would. How's Rafi Devers as a teammate?
He's awesome. You know, just waiting on. I mean, he looked comfortable from the day he got here, and he looked happy to be here. And he's a huge addition to this lineup, and just really excited to have him just absolutely compete for us. And obviously, he's going through a little struggle right now, but like I said earlier in the call, everyone does that, and when he comes back and gets going, it's going to really boost this lineup, and there's no telling where we'll be able to go.